name is Umair, and I will be showing you today how to play Windows games on Steam through, or Windows games on Linux through Steam, specifically Steam Play. If you're familiar with Linux, you probably use Wine to play Windows games. But if you have any experience with Wine, sometimes there's lots of issues, and installing it is kind of a pain, configuring it is a pain. So Steam developed Proton, or I don't know exactly how it came to be, but Steam has Proton, which is kind of like Wine, but it allows you to run Windows games on Linux natively. It's still like Wine, where it runs a compatibility layer in between the operating system and the game, but I've had some fairly decent decent luck with it on a couple games. It doesn't work with every game. Valve, or yeah, Steam has a list of compatible games they have already tried and they know works. But today specifically, I'm going to be playing Doom on Steam and showing you how I got it to work. So first of all, what you'll need to do is open up your Steam client and go to your settings. And what you'll need to make sure you get into is this beta participation. You'll hit change and you'll add yourself to the Steam beta update. That'll allow you to download or enable the Steam Play client and get the beta downloads for that. So once you change it to that, you'll hit OK. It's going to ask you to restart Steam, and it'll download and install the beta client. Once that's done, you're going to have to open up the settings again, and you're going to go to Steam Play down here at the bottom. You're going to hit Enable Steam Play for supported titles, and then you're going to hit Enable Steam Play for all other titles, run other titles with, and here you'll have to, well, there's a few ways to do it. You can look at the Steam Play compatible list and just go by that. I think I have it open here, you can see. So this is the list that Steam provides, steamdb.info, and they have a list of compatible games and the version of Proton that they use. Proton is the compatibility layer that runs the game. A lot of these games are either Proton 3.7 or 3.16. Doom 2016 is listed on here, as well as Doom VFR, but Doom is listed as Proton 3.7. Now, this is where a little bit of experimentation will benefit you. Some people, so I initially used 3.7-8 stable edition on Doom, and it ran well. There was, for the first minute, there's a little bit of choppiness in the first minute of running the first time, and then each subsequent time after that. But I have not been able to get multiplayer to work at all with Proton 3.7 and Doom. I went online and did some searching, and people on the forum said that they're using 3.16-6 beta with better luck, and so they fixed some issues there. So I haven't tried it yet. We're going to be trying it together, and I'll be showing you some of the gameplay. Now, also, before you do this, you'll want to go to your terminal, and you're going to want to install something called Vulkan Utils. So you're going to go sudo apt get vulkan-utils, right, like that. Now, I already have it installed, but basically it's going to ask for your password. Oh, whoops. whoops, you're gonna do, oh my bad, you're gonna do sudo apt get install Vulkan utils. So like I said, I already have it installed, but it's going to ask you yes or no if you'd like to install. Go ahead and hit yes. I do not know if you necessarily need this, but it was recommended on, I don't remember, it was a video or forum post I saw, but I have not been able to try without it to know for sure if you need it or not, but I figure, well, might as well be safer than sorry. So I went ahead and installed it, and I'm suggesting it to you too now, just in case. You can try without it. If it doesn't work, it might be that. Vulkan is the new, I guess, the newest version of OpenGL. So you want to have the latest version of that. You still can use OpenGL, but I've heard Vulkan has a little bit better performance. So with all that said, let's get to the gameplay. So we're going to try this with Proton 3.16-6 beta. Like when you do enable it, I will say, when you enable Proton and you hit OK, it's going to ask you to restart Steam. So you're going to restart Steam. I've already done that, so let's go ahead and play. Now the first time you run this, it may take a long time to launch. For me, it didn't launch the first time. It straight up crashed. I ended up having to completely exit out of the process and restart my computer, in fact, for it to work. But since then, it has been working. Let's see if it works this time. This is, like I said, I have not tried it with this version of Proton. But let's see. Oh, there we go. If it goes to the performing first step and blah, 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 like that you saw, then it is going to start up. It says running over here. Just give it another second. Maybe up to a minute for it to open up. It will open up full screen. There's the opening, yes. So as you can see, it opened up. Voila. This is running on Ubuntu 16.04 with an NVIDIA GTX 1070 graphics card. What do you call it? Intel i5 processor. A fairly old one. It's like 7-year-old processor. It's only a 3 gigahertz processor. It's only 8 gigabytes of RAM on the motherboard. So like I said, with 3.7 of Proton, for the first minute or so, there is a bit of choppiness that comes into play. So far, there was a little bit of choppiness I noticed right in the beginning, and you can see my FPS is suffering a bit, but that seems to be only for the first minute or so, and especially in this menu, I always have issues. But let's go ahead and get to the campaign, and you can see the gameplay. Now, a couple things to note. I do have the FPS showing here. There is an option to show more information. So let's go continue game. And I also have to keep in mind, I am running this with dual monitors. I am running my OBS software, my broadcast software on the other monitor, as well as I do have my browser window still open. So I am running like I would normally. I'm not trying to get the best performance out of this right now. So this is under normal conditions. You will see Linux gaming has gotten much, much easier. Voila, we are in game. Now, like I mentioned, you can change the FPS settings here. You can show more and less. You go to advanced, accept, so you can see my graphics API is Vulkan. And what you're going to want to do is go down here, show performance metrics. You can go high, show everything. Go yes. And now you'll see not just your FPS, but I don't know what that is, or that. I think that's the number of frames that we're actually on. Wow, okay, cool. But you'll see your GPU loads, your CPU loads, your Vulkan version, and your graphics card version, all of that. So you can see I am running an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1070 with 8 gigs of RAM with the 410 drivers from NVIDIA. But I don't need that all right now, so I'm going to go back and turn off that. You can go to medium as well, and it shows a little bit less, but you really don't need all that. I just prefer to have, go back. There we go. Settings, advanced, and go low. And you can see my graphics settings are all on the high settings. Anisotropic is 16x. Everything else is ultra. Yes. You can see my video settings as well. TSSAA is 8x. That's the highest settings as well. I did raise the field of view just a little bit. It's normally 90. And like I said, the first minute of gameplay is usually the choppiest. But once you see, now you can see the FPS has jumped nearly to 100 FPS. Alright, time for some gameplay. Now, this is, I don't know how far into the game. I have been playing about 5 hours or 4 hours already. This is in the campaign. This is a part of the game I'm kind of stuck in. It's pretty intense. I'm playing in, I think, the medium difficulty. See, there was a little bit of a hiccup there. So I might get quiet for the next part because it is pretty intense. And here we go. Oh, fuck. Whew. That is intense. So you can see it works. Not the best FPS. Normally, most games I play, I do get closer to 100 FPS most of the time. It's a little bit lower here because I am running a compatibility layer. I was getting better FPS with Proton 3.7. Maybe I just wasn't noticing, but the final test, let's go see if we can get it to run multiplayer and see if they, as the forum post I saw said, it actually works. But at the very least you see campaign works. Oh, I've never gotten this far in Proton 3.7. And it looks like very cool. And this is my first time in multiplayer. And it works. This is running on the beta version of Proton. Assault, Sniper, Revenant. Okay. Very cool. This is Team Deathmatch. I'm on blue team. Oh my god. You killed me. Oh. Oh shit, he's not on my team. Whoops. Oh yeah! Oh shit, he's got quad damage. So this double jump is pretty cool. I'm not used to that in any of these kind of multiplayer team arena first-person shooters. I'm used to bunny hopping. This is cool. Oh no! Ah! So my FPS looks like it's hovering around 50, 40. Whoops. I'm like trying to look at my FPS while I'm shooting things. Do I have any other guns? Oh, I do. I have a plasma rifle as well. Oh, there I should have used the rocket launcher.
Allied demons slain. Enemy revenant spawn. 2 minutes remaining.
Oh, man. Crazy. Anyway, as you can see, it works. Now, like I said, it's not perfect. It does crash sometimes. I'll have to give this version of Proton more of a test drive to know for sure. Like with 3.7, multiplayer didn't work. With 3.16-6 beta, multiplayer works fine. But it may have the problem with crashes as well. Now, this is a game on the list of Steam Play games. They haven't tried every game. I have had some luck with a game that's not on the list. Yes. And I'll show you a couple games like, let's see, what have I tried that did work and it's not? Oh, World of Tank Blitz. This one plays on Steam Play and it worked just fine on Linux. No crashes, nothing. Not a very good game though. World of Tanks, the original, very good game. This one, not so good. But anyway, I hope you guys like it. I also have played Quake Champions on this, but I have to say with Quake Champions, the multiplayer, for whatever reason, my ping is always super high, always like 140 plus. And I don't know if that's because it is Proton or something with my connection. I don't know, but that I'll have to try on Wine to see if it is an issue that is just with me or with Steam Play. But it works if you want to play single player. I haven't tried it with this beta version of Proton yet, so let's give that a try. Maybe that'll work. It might not work because oh, Manic Phoenix, thank you. Manic Phoenix, thank you. I don't know if you got to hear that. So it's taking a while. Oh, there it is. I guess it might run. Let's see. So Quake Champions might not work on this version of Proton, it seems. Normally it kicks up by now. Oh, there it is. I'm being very doubtful, as you can see. I've been very skeptical of this whole process because I have had my fair share of crashes and whatnot using Wine and all of this. Ooh. So far, so good. Let's try to join multiplayer and see if Steam Play works better with this version. Doom worked on multiplayer, so let's see if it works here. Loading times do take a while, but I think that's just my hard drive. I'm still running you know, your classic 7200 RPM spinning drive. I don't have a solid state yet, but I'm running this on a budget gaming PC, so this whole gaming rig cost me less than 300 bucks. Still loading, loading, loading. Keep that game loading. So it might have crashed already. Sadly. Oh, every time I say that, it seems to work.
I know a good slip game.
I've only started gaming on Linux maybe a month ago. But I have been using Linux for a good 2 years or so. And I just got the GTX 1070, yeah, about a little less than a month ago. And I've just been trying to push Linux to its limits with gaming. And I've discovered the Steam Play, Wine, but Wine, the thing about Wine, it's pretty cumbersome trying to get it to work and get the right version of Wine, getting the GUI play on Linux or whatever wrapper to go on top of it. With Steam Play, it's really easy. You just have to experiment with the what version, just like with Wine, but you don't have to install anything, which is nice. So let's just join Instagram. Search a game and see if we can get Quake Champions to work better on multiplayer with this version. Now, even though I've been only gaming on Linux for less than a month, I have been gaming for a very long time. I'm an old school gamer. My first PC game was Doom 2 when I was like 12 or 13. Match is found. Alright, let's go. Do you still use Linux Phoenix? Everything on this game seems to take a while to load. I really need to get an SSD. Thanks for joining, whoever is on here. Thanks, Manic Phoenix. And I guess there's a interested in gaming on Linux. Be sure to check out my other videos on YouTube and any recent streams on my channel here on Twitch. I only game on Linux. I am not going back to Windows at all. I can't hate on that, you know. Reliability issues, there are always going to be some with Linux, but I feel like there are reliability issues with Windows as well. But ever since Windows 10 became free, basically, and they've inserted advertising in the operating system, and they keep tracking your every move on the operating system, I don't like it. To me, Windows 7 was the last great Windows operating system. 8 was terrible. And 10 is great, I don't like how much Microsoft is tracking everything. And Linux, I can customize it to my will. Alright. Respawn. Let's see. My ping is 7. Holy crap. However, my FPS is kind of choppy. Oh, it's very choppy. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not playable. It still feels like when I was playing on 3.7 Photon. It's really choppy. Can't really play. But the ping is better. Let's get out of here.
When you've been here this long, nothing and everything makes sense.
So, unfortunately, that test was a fail. It works, but it's really unplayable, that choppy. It could be just an issue with the fact that I am running an i5 processor. I don't know if this computer or this game is very processor heavy, but I have a GTX 1070, which is a fairly beefy graphics card. You're the only person who liked 8, seems. I remember the spyware complaints about Ubuntu Amazon ads in the dash. Is that? Oh no, that's no longer an issue. Alright, well, I am now going to quit out of this. And I just want to say thanks for watching this little test of Doom on Linux and showing you how to get Steam Play to work. I'm going to upload this now to YouTube so I can share with the rest of the Linux community and see that, yeah, you can game on Linux. Thanks for joining me, viewers, on the stream. It's really nice to have people viewing when I make these videos. I will be back in like 2 minutes. I'm just going to end this for sake of uploading to YouTube. So hang tight if you're still watching. I'm going to play some more Doom in a second if you want to keep watching some gameplay. Alright, thanks for watching.